These are clear directions from Spirit for the next phase of your life, so stay tuned. Hey, dreamy dreamers, welcome back to the Crazy Dreamer Network. My name is AJ, and let's hop right into today's reading. Today's reading is all about clear, concise, and accurate directions from Spirit regarding the next phase of your life. We have 3 piles: pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. I'll give you all some time to meditate on your pile selection. All right, my dreamy dreamers, again, pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. I love you all so much, and I'll see you in your reading. Bye. Hey, pile number 1s, welcome back to your reading regarding clear directions from Spirit for the next phase of your life, okay? You all chose this beautiful red jasper crystal along with the Herb Crafter's Tarot. So it's interesting. As soon as I seen this crystal, pile number 1s, I thought of the root chakra because of its red. Because of the redness of this crystal, I thought of the root chakra and I thought of grounding and stability. So I feel like clear directions from Spirit regarding the next phase of your life is, I feel like Spirit is suggesting to get grounded, to become very grounded and stable, right? Whatever you need to do to obtain almost like the healing of the root chakra or stability, do it, because that's going to propel you towards other things, right? It's almost going to like clear the decks so that you could almost like rise up the ranks of the hierarchy of needs is what I'm getting. And I'm also getting the next phase of your life is going to be just that, very grounded, very stable. I'm almost thinking like 10 of Pentacles. I'm kind of thinking kind of predictable too, but not in a bad way. It's just like the basics of your life are set. You know, that's what I'm getting here. It also took me a moment to get into you guys' reading. So I feel like take a moment to lay a plan, to lay a foundation, because I feel like it took me a moment is because sometimes I'll have more of a plan on how I'll start the reading, right? So I'll have like the reading topic. I might list like pile 1, what stone this is, maybe a message that I was getting, during the pre-shuffle. But I didn't do that. I kind of just hopped right in. So that's what I'm getting to. Make a plan so that you have a guide to reference as you are creating this foundation, as you're laying this foundation, as you're creating this momentum in your life, pile number 1s of that stability, right? Red jasper is a really great crystal as well regarding ancestral work too. So I'm also getting like, reach out to your angels, ancestors, and guides. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to talk to them, okay? Don't be afraid to give them offerings and to give them offerings and to communicate with them as well, okay? So yes, so let's get into your reading, pile number 1s. We're going to cleanse the deck. Tell us more, Spirit. Clear. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit, for cleansing and blessing this deck for our pile number 1s. For giving pile number 1s clear, concise, accurate messages. Clear directions from Spirit for the next phase of our pile number 1's life. Clear directions from Spirit regarding the next phase of our pile number 1's life. I also feel like you guys could be cultivating a lot, or Spirit wants you to cultivate, to plant seeds and watch them grow. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting a garden because we have the Herb Crafter's Tarot, and then we have this red jasper crystal that looks like really fertile land, right? It looks like really fertile soil, right? They say really fertile soil is the color of red, right? It's kind of like it has a reddish hue about it. So I'm getting that as well. Like, plant the seeds in really fertile land. Make sure your soil is really fertile, okay? Okay, pile number one. So we're back. So you all got card number 14, Temperance, with the herb Camellia. You all have Madre of Air, which is the Queen of Swords, with Motherwort. And we have the Seven of Fire with Cinnamon in reverse. Very interesting. What's at the bottom of the deck? Madre of Water, which is the Queen of Cups, with Oats. You see, it's interesting because although the Madre of Water is a water sign, right? Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy. There's a groundedness to her nature, right? You see how she peers out to the ocean? She's always close to the ocean, but it's not like she's necessarily enthralled in the ocean, right? She kind of is because she's around a big body of water, but she's really like close to home, close to the foundation, close to the land, right? So I'm getting clear directions from spirit for your next phase of your life is you're going to be very comfortable, pile number ones. I was also getting like 10 of Pentacles energy, where it's like you have a conventionally good life. You have almost like everything you would think. But I'm also getting there's a caveat here to continue with something, right? She looks very comfortable. She's very attuned to nature as well. But let's go in a little deeper with the first cards that came out. So Temperance, card number 14, Camellia. So I'm not really familiar with this herb, but we'll get into the guidebook in a moment. But what I will say is this used to be one of my favorite cards in this deck just because of the spread, just because of the layout, right? And she has 3 cups here. Well, whoever she is, right? They can have 3 cups here. So maybe you're going to, in the next phase of your life, spirit might be suggesting to make room for others as well, right? Service. You could be giving service to others in comforting ways, right? We have a lot of like tea references. The Madre of Water, she's drinking tea. We have this tea here. Tea is very soothing, but it also has an herbal medicinal component to it. Okay. There's a lot of cups energy here, and it's interesting because this is Temperance. So this is a major arcana, which represents Sagittarius energy. It doesn't have to stand for Sagittarius alone, but it represents a balance, right? You could be finding a lot of balance and tranquility in your life, and you could be offering that energy to others in the next phase of your life. And it almost as if spirit wants you to do that because you are so grounded in nature, or you are so grounded. You will be so grounded in your nature. We also have the Madre of Air, which is, again, the Queen of Swords with Motherwort. And she's chopping down these really tall plants of Motherwort, right? To make a clear path, right? That's what I'm getting. She could be harvesting them as well. You could be harvesting a lot of blessings. And then the Seven of Fire with Cinnamon. I feel like there's a lot of community. There's going to be a lot of community around you in the next phase of your life. And I feel like spirit wants you to have a lot of community around you in the next phase of your life, pile number ones, because I'm getting with the Seven of Fire, Cinnamon in reverse. You're not being as defensive around people, or spirit wants you to kind of put your guard down a little, clear a path to make way so people can find you, right? So people can find you. So this was at the bottom of the deck, but then the Four of Cups was underneath the Madre of Water. And there's more cups. It's like they want you to build a community because you are stable and you have almost like the resources or the means and the capability to do so. But within doing that, they want you to let your guard down. You know, you have to let your guard down first and foremost in order to build this community, in order to clear the path so people can find you, so to speak, right? And I think it's interesting too, because we have curandesimo, right? So I'm thinking this is a card regarding a curandera, someone who is a healer, right? In the Mexican culture or in the Latinx culture, right? A curandisimo is maybe like the teaching of that, right? And there's all this cinnamon, and then we have a little lime too. So there's a lot of fire, there's a lot of spice, right? You could be teaching people. They want you to let your guard down so your students or like your mentees can find you, because you might be doing mentorship. I'm also getting, you know what's so funny, pile number ones? For some of you, you guys might live on a farm. You guys might be moving somewhere like coastal or like to an island or something like that, where you live on the land in which you cultivate tea or coffee or oats, right? That's wild. Maybe even cinnamon. I don't even know how cinnamon grows, but maybe even cinnamon. You guys could live on like a herb farm or something, or be working towards that. Very interesting. Okay, so let's Seven of Fire cinnamon. I want to read a little bit of this Seven of Fire card. Oops. So it says, answer the call of the ancients, seek vision from ancestors, take a stand for your whole authentic self. An image of the goddess Ichel and a sunstone are gathered on a table. A rosary is draped across a dusty book of curanderismo, healing arts, near a roaring fire. Cinnamon has been crushed for tea de canela, cinnamon tea, and now boils on the wood stove. A jar of cinnamon sticks remains open and lime is sliced. Ancestral traditions remind us who we are. Tea de canela is a remedy of Mexican grandmothers. Your personal power has roots in your own cultural heritage. When you hear a call from the ancients, start with study of your bloodlines. Learn the history, take the medicine, and eat the food of your people. As cinnamon found its way around the globe on the Silk Road, allow yourself to be taken on a journey by your ancestors. Devotion to divine beings will deepen your connection. Collect imagery and stories, make altars and offerings. Take pride in where you come from. Stand up for who you are. Claim your sovereign path. Your foremothers will give you direction. Cinnamon is a strong and spicy remedy. Be assertive and bold in the expression of your true self. Crafting with the Seven of Fire. Study your bloodlines. Invite your ancestors to a fireside council. Share a warming tea and ask for guidance. Boost your day with firepower. Use extra cinnamon in your breakfast. So I think that's interesting. Some of you all might even move back to your like native land. So like whatever culture you are derivative of, you might either like have like a place there for yourself, right? Or maybe you're working to do business, or you're working to like do some type of cultivation. There's going to be like a pipeline from you to your ancestral roots in some way, and spirit is suggesting you to clear a path so that this can happen. You guys might end up living in it, like I said earlier, you guys might end up living in a different country that are tied to your bloodline or your ancestral roots, right? Or just even learning more about, like the Seven of Fire, the cinnamon card would suggest learning more about your ancestral roots regarding healing and the healing arts of your ancestors. Okay, I love this. Okay, so let's see. Let's do temperance. Okay, Camellia. Trust the magic of presence. See the sacred in the simple. Create new magic from what is familiar. An old Japanese teapot painted with blue flowers sits on a bamboo tray. 3 full cups reveal the crzy, color of the steaming tea near a wooden bowl filled with dried leaves. A vibrant branch of the tea plant, camellia, drapes across the center. Its leaves are waxy and deep green. The flowers are bright white with a rich yellow center. Focus on the present moment brings balance to opposing forces. Give every task before you the gift of your full attention. Stillness reveals the middle way. The tea ceremony is an act of mindfulness. The tea plant is rich in antioxidants and strengthens the heart. Preparing a pot of tea with intention cultivates harmony and promotes well-being. The ritual becomes a holy alchemy that affects change. There is magic in the mundane. Ordinary tea bags stop minor bleeding, soothe sunburns, and reduce eye inflammation. Camellia is the oldest, most widely used botanical in history. Let ancient practices inspire fresh ideas. Exactly. So we keep getting the reoccurring theme of ancient practices, and to cultivate and to even welcome in ancient teachings, healing arts, practices. That's what I'm getting here, pile number ones, for you regarding clear direct messages, clear directions from spirit for the next phase of your life. You're going to be very attuned with ancient teachings. You know, it's almost like going back to the basics. Okay. It says, display a single camellia bud in a small vase. Carefully observe it and discover a new detail each day. Create a simple ceremony for peace around your daily cup of tea. Learn to make kombucha, experiment with unique flavors, and share with friends. I love this. Okay. So yes, so let's delve a little deeper with the messages regarding clear directions from spirit for the next phase of your life. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit, for cleansing and blessing this deck for our pile number ones, for giving them clear, concise, accurate messages, clear, concise, accurate directions for the next phase of their life. Clear, concise, accurate directions for the next phase of our pile number one's life. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Clear, concise, accurate directions for the next phase of our pile number one's life. Clear, concise, accurate directions for the next phase. Okay, we have card number 13, energy. A light inside my fire divine, energy fill me, make me shine. Clear, concise, accurate directions for the next phase of our pile number one's life. Clear, concise, accurate directions for the next phase of our pile number one's life. Clear, concise, accurate directions for the next phase of our pile number one's life. I'm going to take all of that. Bottom of the deck, card number 2, abundance. Goddess of abundance divine, let me thrive, let fortune be mine. Okay, so we have card number 15, glamour. Into this mirror, I now see the realms of possibility. We have card number 18, best possible decision. Artemis, goddess of the bow, help me see what must be known. And we have card number 34, strength. Strength, stability in this hour, endurance, stamina, I empower. So again, okay, let's start off with the bottom of the deck. Spirit has made it clear that you're going to be very abundant in the next phase of your life. You're going to have a lot of abundance around you. Okay, that could be an abundance of herbs, people, good energy, but there's that could be an abundance of money, right? Resources, more so. That's given, right? And I'm also getting with card number 2, the second house. Okay, so you're going to be very taken care of resource wise, right? And I mean, in every sense of the word resource. Now, what I'm getting here is I feel like you need to make sure that you have a lot of stamina in the next phase of your life. You have a lot of energy. To keep up your energy is what I'm getting. Card number 13. 13 is the number of the goddess, 1 and 3. That's 4 again. So that's talking about to maintain the stability. I feel like whatever that's coming into the next phase of your life and given directions from spirit, pile number ones, this is regarding like keeping up the energy in order to be able to maintain what's coming in, right? Energy, a light inside my fire divine energy, fill me, make me shine. Strength, stability in this hour, endurance, stamina, I empower. That's like divine guidance, right? That's like keep up your energy, maintain your appearance, maintain your health, right? You could be taking your health more seriously in the next phase of your life, pile number ones, right? That's what I'm getting also. Some of you all could be 34 years old or be turning 34 regarding this next phase, and you're kind of like feeling your age, so you're making sure that you're healthy, you're in good health. Okay, that's what I'm getting. I'm also getting this is the best possible decision. 1 and 8, that's 9. So I feel like you're ending a chapter of something and you're bringing in something that's good for you, right? Artemis, goddess of the bow, help me see what must be known. And that is kind of what must be known, right? Especially with the card 7 of fire, cinnamon, healing arts, like you're healing yourself from the inside out. We also have card number 15, glamour. Into this mirror, I now see the realms of possibility. I feel like you could be practicing the art of glamour magic too. And basically what I mean about glamour magic, you could be saying affirmations about your health, about how much abundance and prosperity that comes into your life, about how your energy, right? How much energy and endurance you have, right? You're affirming something. You could be doing mirror magic as well, which is basically lockstep and key with glamour magic, right? But you could just be saying things that end up manifesting on the external. Card number 15, 1 and 5, that's 6. 6 is the number of the material plane, right? So that's what I'm getting here. A lot of you all could just be practicing ancient practices that help you cultivate this new life, you know, of health, wealth, love, prosperity, things of that nature. We know you're going to be settled and abundant in this next phase of your life, but spirit is kind of like giving you the steps in order to do that. Glamour magic, mirror magic, words of affirmation, making sure you keep up your appearance because, you know, just for your own sake, right? And when I say appearance, I do mean health as well, vitality, your strength, your endurance, so you can have enough energy to not only maintain the things that you're calling in, but to thrive and feel good in the manifestations that you've called in, pile number ones, okay? So we're gonna wind down your reading with some tea leaf fortune cards. Tell us more, Spirit. Last messages to conclude our pile number one's reading regarding clear directions from Spirit for the next phase of their life. All right, y'all. So first card that came out was Broken Bridge, unsuccessful outcome to a problem. You know what I'm getting? Burning bridges, okay? Like you're gonna burn like there's gonna be a kind of like a severed connection to something. I don't necessarily think it's community or people, but it's going to be to something, okay? We have Mountain Road, you are on the road to success. So you're currently kind of like working on this next phase of your life, pile number ones, whether you realize that or not. We have Vine, seek out information that will help you. Yes, so do your due diligence, study up, especially those of you who might be moving in the next phase of your life to like maybe uncharted territory, somewhere you don't know too clearly or you haven't been, okay? We have Goldfish, increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. And I think this is going to be the like both things happening, right? Increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. And I feel like the more you grow spiritually, the more material wealth and abundance you'll have. We also have Axe, forces working against you. And it's interesting because it's broken bridge, unsuccessful outcome to a problem, and the Axe, forces working against you. I feel like you could be breaking whatever that is standing in your way. You could be like burning that bridge, okay? Or even whatever is perceived to be standing in your way. You could be like taking the axe and like chopping it down. Like, no, not on my watch. You're not going to get in my way of this because it's something that I want. That's kind of what I'm getting. But let's see what else it's saying. Shield, you need to defend yourself. And it's interesting because we had that 7 of fire with the cinnamon, but it came in reverse. And I feel like you're going to kind of be letting down your guard. You're not going to feel as much of a need to have to defend yourself like you used to, because I feel like you're just firm in your convictions. You're more solid and stable and grounded in who you are as an individual, pile number ones right now. This won't be like completely necessary. I feel like those walls are coming down. That could be that too with broken bridges. The walls are kind of coming down and you're like letting room. You're making room for growth and prosperity. We also have Tiger, doing something risky, taking a chance. Yeah, this whole operation, everything that you're calling in could feel risky, but you want to take the chance. And this is something that you're feeling called to do. And I feel like Spirit's calling you to do it too. So it might seem risky, but whenever you feel like, a little nervous about it, call on your angels, ancestors, and guides and talk to them. We also have Wedge. Someone is trying to come between you and a friend or something you want. And I feel like with the Axe, forces working against you, and Wedge, if it's difficult, I feel like this is going to be a difficult road, but you're doing the right thing. So just know that, like, nothing worth having is going to come too easy. We have Shark, take care or there will be loss of material wealth. Yeah, budget and be smart with your money. If you need someone who's like a financial advisor and you need to kind of learn more about like budgeting or financial literacy, make sure you are very mindful and you are very knowledgeable of how you are working through something regarding your finances, okay? And then we have Mule. Someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. So I feel like you could be cutting people out, or like if they don't see the vision of where you're going, you could just be saying bye to people, places, things, energies, even things within yourself. Remember, because sometimes these readings are a mirror of what we need to learn and cultivate regarding habits and daily practices, right? So if you're extremely stubborn and unwilling to change, you might see that reflected into people around you as well. And you might need to be more flexible, right? Regarding how this all comes about, pile number ones, okay? But what a beautiful reading. It's a lot to digest, so take your time. I love you all so much, pile number ones. If you like this reading, if it resonated, hit the thumbs up button, like, share, and subscribe. Also, what are y'all waiting for? The beautiful one-of-a-kind tarot journal that me and the lovely Chilean artist Sandrine Ann made is waiting for you, okay? So pick up yours, order your copies now. The link will be in the description box down below. And I love you all so much, and I'll see you in your next reading. Bye. Hey, pile number twos, welcome back to your reading regarding clear directions from Spirit for the next phase of your life, okay? So let's hop right in. You all chose one of my favorite pieces, this beautiful amethyst cluster, alongside the Tarot of Mystical Moments, okay? So pile number twos, what I'm getting for you all regarding clear directions from Spirit for the next phase of your life is some of you all might be healers, okay? You could be psychics, diviners, right? You could just be in the spirituality space. But you know what I'm getting? Like, I'm getting you're organizing something so potent that it might just make a profound shift and impact globally. I am getting that. I feel like there's so many different facets to what you're working on in the next phase of your life, or you're being given clearance or direction from Spirit to work on. Something's going to be big, bigger than you would have ever imagined. And again, this could be in the healing space. This could be regarding the healing arts. Yeah, but I feel like there's so many different moving parts. It's gonna be big, okay, and more kind of like nuanced than you would have ever thought. But let's see. Let's get into the reading. So let's see. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit, for cleansing and blessing this deck for our pile number 2s regarding clear, concise, accurate directions from Spirit for the next phase of their life. Clear directions from Spirit for the next phase of pile number 2's life. Clear directions from Spirit regarding the next phase of our pile number 2's life. Now, also pile number 2's, what I was getting is that you might be clearing some old wounds or some addictions, 222 on the clock when I said that, out for the next phase of your life. So this could just be bad habits. This could be just things that you really want to heal from. And you could be in the process of clearing that out. And you're doing so because it's almost like Spirit kind of divinely orchestrated that into your life. Like Spirit gave you the idea to like, hey, if there's something that you've been struggling with, I'm going to let it go by the wayside. I'm going to kind of like open up this opportunity for you to clear it out for good. I'm also getting that, okay? But let's see. Yeah, you're healing something. You're healing something that's had you stuck for quite some time, pile number 2's, okay? Bottom of the deck, the Hierophant, is because you're leveling up spiritually, and it's like you can't take into the next phase of your life old stuff that doesn't belong there, if that makes sense. And I mean like old habits, old traits, old, even people, places, situation, fill in the blank, because you're healing from it. So it's almost like you can't bring old junk into a new setting because it's almost going to bring in the old energy. So you're like clearing shop because you're up leveling spiritually. And it's like spiritually, you're being given the direction and the insight to do this, right? To clear out for the new. But yeah, so we have the Knight of Swords, the Hangman, card number 12, and then we have the 9 of Wands, okay? So I feel like you could be acting on this very quickly, very swiftly, right? And this was a message that could have came in very swiftly in order to kind of like organize yourself for the next phase of your life so you won't be like caught off guard or something. That's what I'm getting here. Also with the Hangman energy, pile number 2's, she's unveiling something, right? She's unveiling almost like a part of herself who she knows she is, but almost, wasn't able to recognize in the past, because she's wearing this sky pattern dress, but she's also unzipping the leaves to reveal the sky. She's like unveiling the real her or something like that. So that's what I'm getting. There's a lot of emphasis on the sky, maybe thoughts, maybe clarity coming through, right? Enlightenment. And with the 9 of Wands here, it's just like the 9 of Wands is someone who is standing strong despite the things that have been sent or had been sent to hurt them. Because the 9 of Wands is the wounded warrior. But her wounds have been sealed up. They've been patched up, right? So she's patched up old wounds. Although she's still next to the things that brought her the pain and the cuts in the first place, which is interesting. We might need some clarifiers on this one, pile number 2's. But it's like, what I am getting clear is you're getting clear directions from Spirit to heal something before this next phase of your life so you won't bring in the same old wounds as before. And this is spiritual guidance. And I feel like you're getting these downloads, you're getting these messages through insights and clarity. I want to read, I don't know if this is a eclipse happening. I don't know if this is like a particular moon phase. Let me see. Okay. So it says the Hierophant is represented here by an owl sitting on a branch of an ancient tree with strong roots. He is reading out of a book in front of a little girl, eagerly sharing his knowledge and wisdom with her. The girl is listening very attentively. The old tree represents traditions grown out of centuries. The card suggests that you can honor these traditions and fulfill society's expectation. The card suggests that you can honor these traditions and fulfill society's expectations by embracing existing beliefs and conventions. Honoring traditions and rituals, institutionalized knowledge, accepting conventions. Honoring traditions and rituals. That's what I'm getting as well. You could be completing something also, maybe as a writer or a linguist. This Knight of Swords is bringing in a message very swiftly, right? And then we have all these birds in this tree alongside this owl. Okay, so you could be receiving a lot of messages regarding what to do as you enter the next phase of your life. And I feel like you are currently getting these messages and you're acting on them, because this was this was behind the Hierophant. You are becoming a leader. So you need to lead by example. You need to lead by example, pile number 2s. That's what I'm getting here. Okay, let's see. Let's clarify this Knight of Swords. Oh my God. This flew out in reverse, 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups in reverse flew out. You need to write down and solidify and really think through what makes you happiest. Because it's almost like that's what Spirit wants you to focus on in the next phase of your life. But let's see. Tell us more, Spirit. Clear, concise, accurate messages. Clarify this Hangman. Clarify this Hangman for our pile number 2s. The Devil. Yeah, you're ridding yourself of toxic habits and traits and temptation. That's what you're doing. You're seeing it clearly. You're unmasking the veil of all that stuff too, right? You're unmasking the veil of all that, pile number 2s. You're realizing what's important, and it's not what it isn't even what society would have suggested to you growing up that's important. That's what's kind of hindered you a little bit in the past, right? That's what I'm getting here. And it's interesting that this devil is a mushroom, and it's almost signifying growing out of something toxic or a temptation that once left you high and dry, right? We're getting the red imagery here as well with the rose. So that could be a warning also. Let's see. Clarify this 9 of Wands for our pile number 2s. Why is this 9 of Wands here for pile number 2s? Regarding clear directions from Spirit in the next phase of their life. Why is this 9 of Wands here? Thank you. We have the 5 of Pentacles. Ooh, look. And this looks like the same rose, but it's dying. This is like regarding lack, regarding feeling ostracized or not enough, sealing and healing up those wounds regarding lack of worthiness. That's what I'm getting. Shame, downtroddenness, right? You're healing these wounds. This looks like the same girl, but healed. This looks like the same person, but healed, and she's brought this red rose back to life. She does have scars that still linger, though, but those are her battle scars. Those represent to her the things that she's been through. But she's healed. She's in a better space. That's wild. So yeah, pile number 2 is what I'm getting for you. Clear directions from spirit regarding the next phase of your life. You're going to be letting toxic energy, traits, people, environment, circumstances go. You're going to be surrendering them, releasing them. And spirit's going to help you. And I feel like you've gotten clear directions to do this, like in the immediate. Because you're healing yourself, you're recouping your losses is also what I'm getting with these 9 of Wands by maintaining a set of boundaries. You're no longer just bleeding yourself dry. You're no longer just withering away, if that makes sense. You've created this life or this lifestyle for yourself in which there are boundaries to protect you. Okay? Bottom of the deck, 8 of Cups. Yeah. More moon, crescent moon imagery as well. That was at the bottom of the deck the last time with the Hierophant. You could be doing this. You could be utilizing the moon phases or the moon cycles to do this, to help you out, to plant seeds, to nurture them, and to cultivate that into manifestation, right? I feel like pay attention to the signs and where they're leading you as well. And that's what you're doing. Okay, let's get more messages. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit, for cleansing and blessing this deck for our pile number 2s. Tell us more. Clear directions from Spirit for the next phase of pile number 2's life. Perfect. We have bottom of the deck, card number 20, Grace. Grace, blessing, come to me to set me free. I feel like I'm also getting with 20, the Judgment card, and I feel like Spirit is really waking you up and giving you this level of grace. It's like, and when I mean grace, I'm like, almost like space to make this happen, right? And it's interesting because we have 3 maidens here, right? And giving you the grace, giving you the space that you need in order to facilitate this change because, oh, look, and 2 cards came out. Because what this is going to do is it's going to allow you to usher in the success. And the reason why the success is coming in the way it is, pile number 2s, is because you are cultivating wisdom. Card number 28, knowledge. Let me connect above and below. Let the knowledge of ancestors flow. It's almost like this communication is coming from your ancestors, letting you know, hey, we're here. Call on us if you need help. And if you need help with discipline or stick-to-itness or something along those lines, because you're ushering in success. This could be in the 12th of the month, December. Success that's true belongs to me. Success with honor and integrity. You could be ridding a habit really just through sheer willpower as well, is what I'm getting. And knowledge and learning more and cultivating new awareness in your life. We also have card number 15, glamour. Into this mirror, I now see the realm of possibility. So we have this purple energy that's representing the crown chakra. And oh my God, the amethyst, right? You could be healing a perception of yourself as well. Into this mirror, I now see the realms of possibility. I feel like you are using spell work or like even just affirmations and affirming in the mirror, right? Mirror work to make this a possibility. I feel like that's a clear instruction from Spirit to use mirror work maybe amethyst too. Keep an amethyst, you know, really close to your side during this time in this next phase of your life, in order to cultivate the mindset, right? The mindset and the shift of perception, or the shift of perspective, in order to allow this to continue to grow, like allow this healing to continue to take place. Because you're going to be successful. This healing is going to, you're going to heal yourself successfully. Pile number twos. You really are. You're doing the work, okay? You're doing it. You're listening, you know? You're taking heed to the messages. But what I feel like would even accelerate this healing is the reprogramming of your subconscious, because what it's going to do is it's going to put you into a new mindset, or into a different mindset, and a stable one, where you are the personification of what it is you're trying to manifest or rid yourself of, right? 1 and 2, that's 3. So 12, 1 and 2, that's 3. Success could come in 3s, okay? 2 and 8, that's 10. I feel like you could be ending one cycle and being thrusted into the next. And 1 and 5, that's 6. So you're materializing something here. And I feel like this is just, you're cultivating a new mindset and a new perspective shift, okay? So let's see. Let's conclude your reading with some tea leaf fortune telling cards. Tell us more, Spirit. Clear, concise, accurate messages for our pile number 2s. So the first cards that came out was 4-leaf clover. This was the exact first card. Great good fortune. If you follow what's the messages that are being communicated to you regarding how you should move through the next phase of your life, it's going to come with great success. You remember when I said success comes in 3s? Archway, new opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. Look, into this mirror, I now see the realms of possibility. You're opening up a portal with being energetically aligned and attuned to reprogramming your subconscious, or mirror work, or glamour work, or whatever. You're opening up a portal, like a new way of doing, being, seeing, right? We have broom, new home, new attitude, a perspective and a mindset shift, new attitude, okay? You could be getting a new home. You could be getting the things that you want, and you're feeling damn good about it because of that. We also have rainbow. The most difficult part of a situation is over. I love that. We have scales. Keep your life in balance. I feel like that's why you're ridding yourself of some of these old habits and traits, because that's the plan, is to be in a state of balance as much as possible. We have September. Ooh, child, we're in the month of September too. So for those of you all who are doing this, I feel like you're starting this now. You're implementing this new shift, this new paradigm shift now. And I feel like even by next September, you're going to be in a whole different mindset and paradigm. We have quill, get back to the basics. Damn. That's so interesting. And look, that quill pen, she's on a quill. Y'all, that's so crazy. She's on a feather. Get back to the basics. That's what you're doing. Some of you all might have even come from another pile as well. Or you might have felt called to go watch another pile. But I love this. Get back to the basics. And we have not unsuccessful plans. Not unsuccessful plans. I feel like you've learned from prior unsuccessful plans this is, I feel like, something that is from your past, right? And I feel like you're getting out of that mindset of like, oh, well, it didn't work before, or I tried it this way and it didn't work before. So I feel like you're learning from the past, you're healing from prior failures, right? There's no such thing as failure. Failure is almost like a symbol or an energy that redirects our path to success, right? There's no such thing as failure. So if you've tried something once and found it unsuccessful, keep going, because you're going to hit the mark this time, pile number twos, okay? So yes, my dreamy dreamers, I love you all so much. I love doing this reading. I really hope this message resonated with you. If it did, please hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe. And what are y'all waiting for? Go get the brand new beautiful one-of-a-kind tarot journal that me and the lovely Chilean artist Sandrine Ann cultivated for you all. You guys would love it as a component and a companion to these readings or any other readings you give, whether it be for yourself, friends, family, or clients, okay? You could purchase this beautiful journal in the description box down below. I love you all so much, and I'll see you in your next reading. Bye. Hey, pile number threes, welcome back to your reading regarding clear directions from spirit for the next phase of your life. So let's start with y'all's crystal. We have this beautiful black tourmaline crystal along with the elemental power tarot. First of all, pile number threes, I feel like y'all are about to be powerful. Y'all are going to be on the throne, on a seat of power, and protected nonetheless in this next phase of your life. And I feel like you're going to protect your power. You're going to protect your authority and your autonomy as well in the next phase of your life. And I feel like these are direct downloads given to you from spirit on how to do just that, on how to protect that authority, on how to protect your sovereignty. That's what I'm getting, okay? So without further delay, let's hop right in. I also think it's interesting because on the face of these cards, on the back of these cards, the imagery, we have like an octopus with 8 tentacles. I feel like you could be having many different hands in things, right? Like many irons in the fire. I feel like you could be very multifaceted during this time as well, pile number threes. But let's see, tell us more, spirit. Thank you, God. Thank you, spirit, for cleansing and blessing this deck for our pile number threes. Oh, I haven't used this deck in a while, and I could tell. For giving pile number threes clear, concise, accurate messages. Clear, concise, accurate messages. Clear directions from spirit regarding the next phase of our pile number three's life. Of our pile number three's life. I'm taking all those. We have at the bottom of the deck the 5 of Wands. We'll get into that in a moment. We have the Tower. Whew, Chile. We have the 2 of Pentacles. And we have the 10 of Cups upright. Okay, I like this. Wow. Pile number threes. Ooh, y'all are coming out with a vengeance. Y'all are coming out with a huge shift. There's like a huge, hold on, wait. There we go. There's a major shift happening here for you, pile number threes. I feel like more than any other pile. A major epiphany, a major reckoning with something. This could be with yourself, with the divine feminine and the divine masculine aspect of who you are. This could be with another person as well. This could be with a lover in your life, someone who's a soulmate, or someone who's been around for a while, or who feels like home. This is such an interesting, we have 3 major arcanas. First of all, we have 3 major arcanas, 2 minor arcanas. There is a juggling, a push and pull regarding resources or the material plane. I'm getting Saturnian energy, okay? This could be regarding family. So someone who you consider family. This could be a spouse. This could be a spouse. You could be overcoming some type of conflict regarding a spouse, inner or external conflict. I feel like it's working out though. I feel like you and a partner could be opposites, very different in the way you guys think, the way you guys interact, your philosophy, how you see the world. You see how like this black and white imagery is very angular. They're very like minimalist. They're very like, linear. Whereas this side, this aspect is very colorful, is very romantic, it's very homey and vintage and, colorful, so to speak, right? Even the art style is different, but they come together and they share one thing in common. They share one thing in common. Some of you all may be Geminis. We're definitely going to get into these. I'm getting Gemini, Capricorn, and we have Mars energy, if I'm not mistaken. We have we have some Hebrew here too, so I'll get into this. We have card number 15, 6, and what is the Tower? 16, 15 and 16. That's interesting. 15, 1 and 5, that's 6. And then we have 16, so 666. Something could be coming to a head. This could be regarding finances and how someone's juggling their finances. And I'm getting dualism. I'm getting duality here too. A lot of duality. This could have something to do with either Capricorn season or Saturnian energies, like hard lessons, because we have this Tower moment here, 15 and 16, and it's in that order: the Devil, the Tower. There could be like an epiphany or a realization about a habit or something that was like a pitfall. I'm getting pitfall. It's like a pitfall. So we have card number 15, the Devil. The only thing blocking your way is fear. Remove your aversion to risk and you'll be set free. A heavy thicket of thorns blocks your way. A pile of gold glitters a short distance away, but you cannot reach it, or rather you choose not to, because the potential pain of crawling through the thorns outweighs the pleasure of reaching your treasure. Unsure how to proceed, you sit and gaze longingly at something you believe is unattainable. Wow, this is a message, pile number 3s. Consider that anything you think you can't have or can't do, you simply don't have access to right now. There is nothing permanent standing between you and your goals, and nothing inherent in you that makes you unworthy or unable to achieve them. Period. Okay? Mindset. There's an epiphany you're realizing, right? That fear is an illusion or something like that. Okay? It says, this energetic heaviness that seems fixed is changeable. The power we have to manifest our desires sometimes gets turned on itself, and we instead end up participating in the creation of blocks on our path. What did I say? A pitfall. This can be due to past wounding, cultural programming, or even physical states, illness, exhaustion, etc. To lift the weight, focus on one step at a time. The smallest acts will add up to help you take back your agency. I said that earlier with this black tourmaline, and I knew, like, okay, we all know black tourmaline is a protection stone, but I was getting power, strength, autonomy, authority, right? Agency. Did I even say agency? I might have, I might not have. But anyways, It says challenge. You may be disappointed thinking you could have done something about this situation long ago. Avoid getting caught in self-judgment, a pitfall, and punishment. This information is coming to you now because now is the perfect time for you to have it. Stay in the present. Apothecary. Rosemary gently opens the heart while keeping it protected. It is a staple in many savory dishes and is also great for botanical cocktails or steeped in hot water for a tea. Beautiful energy, pile number threes. Even if you have to recall a I was about to say remember, and I was about to say memory. Even if you need to recall a memory, rosemary is really good. They say for focus and like for the memory, if you smell it, right? So you need to remember who you are. Don't let a minor hindrance or a setback just completely throw you off course. And I feel like that's clear directions from spirit regarding the next phase of your life, because you're going to need it, right? Some of you all might be juggling a lot, and this might have something to do with family. And look, you see how this looks like it looks like a whirlwind, right? This looks like a whirlwind, or like a whirlpool. Look up whirlpool. This looks like a whirlpool. I don't know. So there could be a lot, like you could be entering into a whirlpool or a rabbit hole, and spirit just wants you to stay grounded and firm in your convictions and do not fear this, because you don't have to. Fear is of the mind, right? Okay, so this yacht is called Ayin, and the Hebrew Esoteric Association is Revelation. Wait, is Revelation too? That's crazy. And usually the tower is the revelation, but no, this devil energy is a revelation. And it says Capricorn, and it says Astrological Esoteric Association is determination. You're determined, okay? Continue to be determined and let nothing take you off of your seat of agency or authority, because you don't have to. It's just an illusion. Fear is an illusion, okay? It really is. It might be a helpful one at times, you know what I'm saying, to keep us alive, but ultimately, if it's just the mundane, if we're just worried about the day-to-day, which that's what I'm kind of getting, it's an illusion. You have nothing to fear, or feel the fear and do it anyway, right? So let's see the tower. We have the Hebrew symbol of Pe. Hebrew Esoteric Association is incantation. And we have Mars energy, and the Astrological Esoteric Association is destruction. I feel like you are dismembering that fear association, because you're plowing through it, right? So let's get into the tower. So we have the tower. Everything built eventually crumbles and new worlds emerge through the rubble. A tall tower looms before you. It looks as though it has stood on this spot since the beginning of time. Suddenly, the sky darkens, clouds collect, and a great bolt of lightning strikes the crown of the structure. As it does, the ground beneath your feet begins to tremble and open as a deep crack forms, releasing an intensely bright light from the below. Guidance. Structure creates a false sense of permanence. Hold on. Let me say that again, pile number threes. Structure creates a false sense of permanence. Some structures we build purposefully, seeking to create stability and predictability in our homes and careers. Some are inherited structures of belief and acceptable behavior, so normalized we don't even see they exist. These can become stagnant and limiting. This tower is almost a mirror to the traditional meaning of the devil. When these structures fall, it is an opportunity to sort through the debris and begin to find what is resonant now, what falls in line with your personal belief system, not the one you've been told you should have. A path is opening for your truth to shine through. Challenge. The collapse of something we thought was stable and lasting is at best dramatic and at worst terribly traumatic. When this energy comes into your life, it can be very difficult to see the light Be kind and gentle with yourself. Remember, the sun will rise again. Apothecary. Lavender is soothing to the heart, mind, and spirit. Lavender oil can be worn as a fragrance or used in aromatherapy. And the flowers make a beautiful bouquet, fresh and delicious tea when dried. You can even boil the flowers with sugar to make syrup to add to drinks, okay? There's a lot of healing taking place from a crumbling of something, right? Let it fall. That's what I'm getting. I'm also getting fallout. I feel like you're gonna be happier when this happens. Pile number 3s. I don't know why. I feel like you're gonna be happier. You don't mind the fallout. Like, you're gonna be happier or more liberated. I feel like you're gonna be liberated. Yeah, pile number 3s. I just feel like you're gonna be happier and more happier and liberated because of whatever had to be destroyed in order to be brought anew. But let's see. Let's gain more clarity. Clear, concise, accurate messages. Clear, concise, accurate messages. Give us more, Spirit. Thank you. Oh, beautiful. We have card number 22 with safe travel. Keep me safe and let me roam far away, but bring me home. We also have card number 26, true love, come to me. True love shall come to me, as I do, so mote it be. You could be calling in after the destruction of something, and this could be like a relationship, pile number 3s. If this isn't like a tangible structure, this could be like a relationship, you know? You could be calling in your true love, or like it just so happens that whatever you did to let something go by the wayside or just kind of like collapse in and of itself, you're going to be blessed tenfold because of that destruction, if that makes sense. And we have card number 14 with friendship. Bring to me friendship true, sharing, laughter, understanding too. 14, 15, 16. It's like something had to happen in this order in order for you to obtain the thing that you was calling in. This could be more abundance. This could be more prosperity. This could be more time with family. Right? That's what I'm getting here. More time with family, more time with your community. Card number 22, safe travel. Keep me safe and let me roam far away, but bring me home. You could be reconnecting with a love as well after this destruction. Some destruction could have brought you and a companion closer together and make you realize what you were missing all along or what matters the most, right? Okay, let's pull some tea leaf cards to round out this reading. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit, for cleansing and blessing this deck. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit, for cleansing and blessing this deck. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit, for cleansing and blessing this deck for our pile number 3s. Clear directions from Spirit for the next phase of our pile number 3's life. We have grasshopper, situations in the balance that require careful handling. Okay, so you're balancing a lot right now, but also remember to balance yourself and to handle yourself carefully and with kindness during this time, okay? Tell us more, Spirit. Clear, concise, clear directions from Spirit for the next phase of pile number 3's life. Okay, so we had clouds here, temporary problems. Yeah, this is temporary too. This was maybe, it felt bigger than what it actually was. We have grapes, time to go out and have fun. Remember to have fun with your family, friends. Remember what matters the most in life, pile number 3s, because that's what helps us the most when we're, kind of experiencing a little darkness or, things that we didn't anticipate. We have gavel involvement with the law. Yeah, so you could be getting justice. You could be having some type of justice met because of maybe a tower moment or something that like shook your foundation. Or when I think of law, I do think of balance, right? Because it's like law and order. So there's a balancing act when it comes to the law. We have claw, be careful, do not take risk. And we have sun, happiness and well-being. Yeah, that's what spirit wants you. These are the clear directions that spirit is giving you. Focus on your happiness and well-being, even if you are working through something, working through a temporary problem. Don't let it mask the beauty in your life and your blessings and the things that you do have as opposed to what you don't have, okay? But there's some type of truth or revelation that could be taking place that makes you rethink a lot of, maybe what you once saw as a problem, you might now see the solution to that problem, okay? Because the sun exposes everything, not just a portion, but it exposes, everything, the good, the bad, all of the above, okay? So with that being said, pile number 3s, I love you all so much. Thank you, my dreamy dreamers, for being here. If you like this reading, if it resonated in any way, please hit the thumbs up button, like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to get the beautiful one-of-a-kind tarot journal that me and the lovely artist Sandrine Ann cultivated for you guys. You can use them as a companion to these readings you give to your family, friends, or yourself, or even your clients, okay? So you can purchase down below in the description box. There's a link, and I love you all, and I will see you in your next reading. Talk to you soon. Bye.